This is Psachyah Lichtenstein, Director of Education in Pearlstone Center, and I'm here at the biblical site of Migdal Eder in Gush Etzion by Bat Ayin. And this is the site where... Bunham wants to say hi. This is my son, Simcha Bunham, and this is... this is Shimon. And this is Chanamiria. Okay.
That worked out.
So we're here right now in Migdal Eder, which means the tower of the flocks, the tower in which you watch your flocks at. And we're here eating fruits and nuts for Tu B'Shvat to show you this sort of this beautiful vantage point in the Judean hills. You can see the sea over there, and if we turn to the right, you can see as far as Jerusalem. So you can actually track your flocks if you're a biblical shepherd, and you have this high vantage point. It's in the biblical account when Jacob comes after he loses Rachel, which is the greatest tragedy in his life. He comes up to this hill, and it says he pitches his tent in Migdal Eder, meaning to get a high vantage point. And that's what Atzilut is all about. It's the high vantage point. So we learned about the world of Asiyah, of the body, of Yetzirah, of the emotions, of Briyah, of the mind. And now this is Atzilut, which is like the level of the soul or the essence, one where everything is connected and everything is seen. And this relates to the work that we do at Pearlstone, in the sense that part of our values is connectedness, to bring together every person and being into a community with the land and with their creator. So if we watch this high vantage point, it's actually being physically here in a spot like this, to be able to see that far across, is what brings you to like an ecological perspective. A perspective that sees the many as a single unit, as a single being, that sees all of these different parts of life working together, the mind, the body, the soul, the heart, all working in tandem, and see them as a single living thing. To see all of the creatures on the mountain as a single living thing. Alexander von Humboldt, who was one of the earliest Western minds to articulate an ecological perspective, which came to him while standing on a South American mountain and being able to look all the way down and to see, each one of these, what in Hebrew is called madragot, which we're looking at right now, these terraces, they're all interconnected as the water spills through them. And being able to see that, and to see how we are all interconnected, is the work of what we're doing at Pearlstone. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, it doesn't matter where you're going, it doesn't matter which role you're playing in this life, but the connectedness and the unity between it, we're pulling all of us together to know that we're not just connected to our communities around us and the other beings, but we're in a living relationship with our ancestors. And that ecological perspective, and sort of sacred ecological perspective, was shared by our ancestors, and how closely tied to the land and to their food and to the other beings around them they were. Like, for instance, this mikveh here is a mikveh that leads into an olive press. So to be able to go and press the olives for the second temple, that mikveh is assuring that you're in a state of purity to squeeze an olive. It's like, in order to squeeze an olive, you have to go through a baptism. And that level of sacredness with trees, with the fruit that they provide, and the perspective of a tree, this long perennial life, thinking about the future, providing so much for all the life around it, is really the wisdom of the trees. To know that that wisdom is found within us, and not just in the life of trees, is what the holiday and the celebration of Tu B'Shvat is.